Welcome back to Legalese 123. We are going through day one testimony of Brendan Banfield versus Virginia. Brendan Banfield is being accused of unaliving his catfished person he lured to his house named Joseph Ryan. Joseph Ryan was lured to have an encounter with Banfield's wife, Christina, who was an ICU nurse. Instead of having this torrid affair, Brendan Banfield and his 22-year-old au pair unalived Joseph Ryan and unalived his wife in the meantime so they could go on and live happily ever after with his 4-year-old daughter. Remember, everything is alleged to have happened, and he is innocent until proven guilty. So, testimony is going to begin. We are going to speed things up. Unless there's something super interesting, then we're going to slow down. So let's bring this up and see how we can get this going.
Judge is going to be Alicia Dale. Thank you, Ms. Priscilla.
Okay.
Your Honor, we had spoken to your client about his shield for the screen.
Okay. We don't have it as of now.
Okay.
Well, you know what? What kind of computer is that?
Same. I was going to say just turn it this way. I think camera angle.
Do you want to use mine?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you.
And remember, this is the same judge that was in the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. Of course, well, we're waiting for the witness to show up. We have this at an extremely fast pace.
In this case, under penalty of law. Thank you. Can you give me the document?
Alicia Dale.
No, I need mine. This is HDMI. Well, so this antique piece of, you know what? Super.
What's the you-know-what antique piece of what, prosecutor?
The other dongle. If not, this is my computer. Nope. Okay.
Technical issues in a live trial.
Can we text Mario and see if we have a connection HDMI to USB?
Oh my goodness gracious. And I have this on like 1.75 speed. Oh my goodness. Welcome to live trials. Because it's not live, I guess I could zoom past this.
A few technical difficulties. I'm going to first ask you to state and spell your name for the court record.
My name is Alicia Dale, A-L-I-C-I-A-D-A-L-E.
And what is your occupation?
I'm the custodian of records for the Department of Public Safety Communications in Fairfax County
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
since May of 2021.
Can you explain your duties and your responsibilities in that position, please?
I am to maintain the records within the custody of our department, whether that's retention, disbursement, or destruction.
And can you explain the 911 call system in the Fairfax County Police Department and how it operates?
Once a call is placed, a 911 call is placed within the confines of the Fairfax County, the telephone system actually routes it to the corresponding public safety answering point, and we are that within Fairfax County. The call is then dispersed to a call taker and it's processed.
And is the recording of each call that each call taken, is that recording made in the ordinary course of business and then maintained for a period of time?
Yes,
And are these recordings created when the call is made?
yes,
Is it part of your job to keep and maintain these recordings?
yes,
And were you asked to pull recorded calls made on February 24th, 2023?
yes.
At this point in time, I'm going to ask Madam Clerk to display my screen to the witness and to counsel, but no one else at this point. And I am going to mute my computer first so we don't get unwanted sound. I'm going to ask you to take a look at 3 files, and then I'm going to ask you to identify them. This is the first one. And I'm going to show you all 3 and then ask you about them if that's okay.
Okay.
Just for the record, what evidence number would
This is Commonwealth's Exhibit 1.
would be the first one you
Yep.
shared? Okay, thank you.
The second one, Your Honor, is Commonwealth's Exhibit 2.
Okay.
So if you're seeing on your screen Commonwealth's Exhibit 2, that's the second one that I'm going to talk to you about. And then I'm going to show Commonwealth's Exhibit 3. And this would be the third one that I'm going to talk to you about.
Okay.
Now, I showed you three files. Do you recognize those files?
Yes,
And how do you recognize them?
I actually reviewed them this morning before court.
I was just going to ask you if you reviewed these exhibits before today. You've already answered that. Have you modified these calls in any way?
No.
At this point, Judge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the court to, I'm going to move these in as Commonwealth's Exhibit 1, 2, and 3.
Any objection to Commonwealth's 1, 2, 3? All right, 1, 2, and 3 are in evidence.
Before I play them, what I would like to do is ask you some questions about the timing of them. When we're looking at Commonwealth's Exhibit 1, and I'm going to go back to Commonwealth's Exhibit 1 on your screen, hopefully for you. At the bottom, it's at the bottom left-hand side of my screen.
Yes.
The numbers 7:47:32. What do those numbers indicate?
That means the call was received, answered at 7:47 a.m.
Okay. And then the timestamp on Commonwealth's Exhibit 2, likewise, I'm going to put that back up on the screen. And we see 7:47:49.
And that call was placed, that was the outgoing call at 7:47:49 a.m.
Okay. And then looking at Commonwealth's Exhibit number 3, we see that that is 8:02:05.
And that was a 911 call received, answered at 8:02 a.m.
Okay. Thank you. At this point, Judge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the 911 calls.
All right.
I should probably slow those down. Let's see if I can do that.
This is one.
February 24, 2023, 7:47:32.
Fairfax County 911, where's your emergency? Hello, Fairfax County 911.
February 24, 2023, 7:47:39.
And this is 2.
24, 2023, 7:47:49.
Please leave your message for 57142621112.
Hello, this is Fairfax County 911. We had a call from this number. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. This call was named error. You can disregard this message. Thank you.
February 24, 2023, 7:48:40.
And this is 3.
24, 2023, 8:02:05.
Fairfax County 911, where's your emergency?
I need help. There is my friend. She just was stuck in the night now. She's bleeding a lot. I don't know what to do anymore.
Okay, where are you located? What's your address?
Oh my God.
Take a deep breath for me. Just let me know your address.
Okay, I am going to see if I can get closed captions on this because let's see. Okay, let's see if I can get closed captions on this. And
Oh my God.
Okay, where are you?
Stuck in the night.
Fairfax County 911, where's
Okay.
your emergency?
let's see.
I need help. There is my friend. She just was stuck in the night now. She's bleeding a lot. I don't know what to do anymore.
Okay, where are you located? What's
Her
your address?
friend.
Oh my God.
Take a deep breath for me. Just let me know your address.
It's 1, 3, 2, 1, 3.
Okay, 1-3. Take a deep breath for me. You're on Stablebrook Way? Are you on Stablebrook Way? What's your house number?
It's
Okay.
What's the number of
Is there somebody else there that can give me the address?
13230 Stablebrook Way.
Okay. And what's your name and what's going on?
My name is Brendan Banfield. I'm a federal agent. This is my house. There's somebody here. I shot him. But he stabbed her. She's bleeding. She's got several marks on her neck. What do I do?
Okay. So what I need you to do is apply direct pressure directly to where she's bleeding from, okay? And if it becomes soaked, just add more cloth to what is already there. How old is the person?
I don't know.
The person that's bleeding?
37.
Okay. Okay, so the person that you shot, where is he?
I don't know. I don't know him.
Okay, where is he though?
He's here. He's on the ground.
Okay. Okay. And the person that he stabbed, where are they now? Are they still in the hospital? I have rescue coming to you.
It's my wife.
It's just what I'm just know what to do.
Okay, so I want you to get a clean cloth and apply direct pressure to where you're bleeding from, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, are you the one that's bleeding? Just keep applying pressure, don't remove it. If it becomes soaked, just add more cloth to what is already there. Do not use a tourniquet. If one is already on, don't remove it, and don't throw or flush any blood-soaked items, okay? And sir, I need you not to touch the weapons or disturb the scene at all, and don't touch or remove any impaled object, okay? Sir, hello? Ma'am, can you hear me?
Let me.
Okay. Are you the one that was injured?
She's not responding.
Well, one and one. He's living.
Okay. Can you tell me how her breathing is?
I just her breathing
She's heart's still beating. She's
Okay.
still breathing.
Okay. Just keep applying pressure to where she's bleeding from and just put her on her side, okay?
On her side?
Yeah, on her side. You said she's breathing normally, she's just not responding to you?
She's got a very big hole in her neck.
Okay. Just keep applying pressure, okay? Just keep adding more clothes that's already there. And who am I speaking to? Who are you, dear? Are you? Okay, so who's the person? Where's the person that's bleeding? Where are they in the house?
They're upstairs.
Okay.
In the bedroom.
Okay, and where is the person that was shot? Are they also in the house downstairs?
Yes.
Yeah, in the bedroom too.
Okay. Okay.
Send help, please.
Yeah, they're on the way. They're coming to you now, lights and sirens, okay? And any weapon is secured, correct? Any weapon is secured?
I have the weapon.
Okay, can you just leave it where it is?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you don't know the individual that was shot?
No.
No, whatever thing the
Okay.
person.
And sir, where are you? Are you taking care of the person upstairs?
I'm trying.
I was trying, but
Okay.
it's just so.
don't think that's what she said. I think she said too old.
Okay, I have officers that are pulling up outside, okay? So just make sure the weapon is placed where it is and it's secure, and just keep applying pressure. And make sure your door is unlocked. Can we make sure that's done?
All right.
Okay. And if there's any animals, please make sure they're put away.
Unlock the door.
The door. What is it again?
Okay, so make sure your weapon is down, sir, and that you're coming to the door with your hands up so the officers can see you.
Okay. I locked.
Okay, and the weapon is down?
Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are they coming?
Yeah, they're on the way. You should see them soon. They're pulling up outside right now. Let me know if you can see them, okay?
I just put them?
You should be able to see them soon.
Huh? I hear them.
Okay, so are we? Okay, and no one has a weapon, right? The weapon's down?
The weapons are down.
Okay.
That one's down.
I hear them.
Okay. They're pulling up outside. Just keep applying pressure to where she's bleeding from and just make sure she's
Okay.
okay.
You're not,
Can we do this? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, let me know if the officers are with you.
When they come here?
Yeah, they're pulling up now. They're gonna make their way to you.
Okay.
I'm showing them outside.
I'm here.
It's here. They can come in.
I'll go ahead and disconnect with you. Speak. Okay.
Come in. You guys. It's right here.
Where's it going at?
We need help.
Where's it going at?
It's up here.
Here, on the bed.
He's in the house with you. So, we just,
My house.
this is going on.
Anybody downstairs?
My daughter.
February 24, 2023, 8:10:38.
Judge, I don't have any further questions. Mr. Carroll may have some questions.
Cross-examination.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That 911 call is just, it's driving me bonkers. Now, mind you, I'm sitting here, I have headphones on, I can hear, and I did, that's why I did the closed caption so you could read it along with me. But oh my goodness. So first of all, let's backtrack. So when they ask him about the other person, he doesn't say, "Oh, it's an intruder." He's like, "I don't know this man. I don't know this dude." And I notice Juliana's speech. So remember, she's from Brazil. I know nothing about her. But from this call, you can ascertain that she doesn't understand English very well, and she doesn't speak the English very well, right? I can already tell that it takes her a hot minute to process something and to say it back. She couldn't even get the address. I don't know how long she's been living there, but from what the prosecutor said, remember the prosecutor said that Juliana was the one that was supposed to call the police. Did they rehearse that? Because if she didn't, I mean, that's the first thing they're going to ask you is, what is the address? And she couldn't even get that out. So I don't know if she doesn't know the address, but she sounds panicked. Like she's the one that's panicking, right? She's deep breaths. She's like, she can barely get the words out. Now, whether it's an English barrier problem or whether whatever happened and she just witnessed, she's in shock, right? He doesn't seem to be panicked at all. He's like, very kind of calmly talking about things, but doesn't seem to be panicked at all. That's kind of the things that I noticed. But the 911 operator, I cannot believe. Here's all of the commands that she told them to do. She kept telling him to secure the weapons. I think she said that at least 5 or 6 different times. If you have animals, put the animals away. But then also in the meantime, render aid to the person that needs put the clean cloth towel on, right? So is the person supposed to render aid to either person and then put the animals away, open the door, secure the weapons, come to the door, offer aid again, and then join them outside. Come outside with your hands up. So the 911 operator is all over the freaking place. And I'm just like, how many more things can you? They're not listening to you, 911 operator. In a panic situation, she's like giving 15 different commands to the people. I'm just bonkers. All right, let's continue on. Oh, we're going to put this at a faster speed. But the 911 call was very important, and I thought that was important for us to go over. All right. All right, here we go.
Ms. Dale, I've heard that before, but when I was listening now, it appeared that there was a lot of typing going on. Do you know, was that typing verbatim what was being said to the dispatch?
Verbatim, no.
Okay. Do you know if the dispatcher typed what my client said, that he was a federal law enforcement officer and that he had shot someone who was in his bedroom? Do you know if they typed that?
I don't remember exactly what was typed into the cat event as far as what was surmised from the phone call.
Would that be part of the records that you're the custodian of?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall if it was typed in what he said, which was that he stabbed my wife in the neck?
Objection. I don't think that was what was said, and we can listen to the call.
What's your legal objection, please?
Seems facts, not an evidence.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Was that transcribed?
In the actual event?
Yeah.
I would have to review the record.
Okay. Did you review the record this morning?
I reviewed the phone calls.
The phone calls. Okay. So an additional review would be required to know what was sent out that was typed to by dispatch.
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
All right, redirect.
No, you're not.
All right, is this witness subject to recall?
Not by me.
Is she subject to recall, Mr. Chairman? Okay, then you're free to go. Thank you. Okay. Your next witness?
Judge, it's going to be Officer Hugh, Justin Hugh.
All right. Witness one down. Let's zoomy zoom.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please introduce yourself by telling us your name and spelling your first and last name for the court record?
Justin Hugh, Justin, last name Hugh, Hugh.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm a detective with the Fairfax County Police Department in the Child Abuse Unit,
And how long have you been with the Fairfax County Police Department?
almost 4 years.
And when were you assigned in February of 2023?
I was patrolling Reston.
And I'm going to direct your attention to February 24th, 2023. Were you on duty in uniform and displaying your badge of authority that day?
Yes,
And did you respond to a call for service that morning?
yes.
What was the call for, if you recall?
The call was for somebody that had been shot and then somebody else in the residence had been stabbed.
And where did you respond?
I responded to area 521, which was my patrol area.
And where is Patrol 521?
It's in Reston. It's kind of near the town of Herndon.
And is that a location in Fairfax County?
Yes,
Is your uniform equipped with department-issued body-worn camera?
yes.
And how does your body-worn camera work?
You click it twice in the middle and it activates the body-worn camera and starts recording.
And then when you are done with your shift, what happens?
We dock it at the station where it will upload everything that's recorded for the day.
And was your body-worn camera working properly that day?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Commonwealth Exhibit 4, and I have I've got my computer muted, so we should only see the picture. I would ask if we could just have that before the stand, the defense attorneys, and the witness at this point.
Okay, so
Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
It's my body-worn camera from that day.
And have you had the opportunity to review this before today?
Yes.
And is this a fair and accurate depiction of what you did and saw as you responded to this call for service that morning that you described earlier?
Yes.
Judge, at this point, what I'd like to do is admit this as Commonwealth Exhibit 4.
Any objection to 4? All right, 4 in evidence.
Judge, I am going to ask if we could have this displayed to the jury, the witness, counsel, and the stand only, not on the screens,
I'm in the gallery.
not in the gallery.
Okay.
And there will be sound.
Okay,
But
fine.
okay, so I'm going to put it to normal speed so that we can hear the body worn camera of this gentleman because I think it's important. but we should have it on closed caption. So hopefully we can hear like what's being said.
Inside. Let's do something quick. Stack up on me, I guess. County police, call out. Where's the gun at? Where's the gun?
So you just get out.
Anybody else downstairs?
No.
Where's the shop person?
His daughter is downstairs. She's just.
Who else? Just us?
Yeah, she's just his daughter.
One of the patients is outside now.
We got it.
Can you turn the lights on in here?
Yeah. Give me a, what can I do to help? Chest seal. Give me a chest seal. Yep. Anything I can do to help? What else was she stabbed? Is there any other stab wounds? Tank, come here. Got something on her hand. Okay. There. Stand right here. Yeah. You got multiple stab wounds to the neck. Okay. Secure those guns.
Ma'am, I need you outside now.
She's breathing.
What do you need?
Get medics in here now.
Get a chest seal.
Seems full of medics. He grabbed my arm. He grabbed my arm when I heard the punch. Okay. Someone get with him. I don't know where he shot at.
Who's that chest concealed?
I need it from the back right now. You got stabbed by him, so someone watch him. Guys, trust me. Now
We're looking for it, buddy. We're looking for it. Get calls. He called out.
Here's Gauze.
up this way.
Here's
Upstairs.
Gauze.
I need chest seal on her and I'll get
Wounds
her
here.
right now.
Just stay right there. Stay right there. There's another one behind me.
Open this up the longer.
Yeah, I can't do anything with this right now.
Go.
Can't do anything with this right now. Someone check the pulse of the guy behind me.
Yep.
He's breathing, so.
We got one guy up here, gunshot wound, one female, multiple stab wounds.
Can someone do this for me? I got one hand kind of tied up now. Up this way. He's in the bathroom, up here. Where you at, Cecil? On her neck. Multiple stab wounds on her neck. Ready? This goes on her go. Come here, ready? Go for it. We missed one. Chest seal. Get low. Give us one. There's another half. Ready? Go for it. Yep. Hold it going. Let's work on her, okay? Just sit in the top. Sit in the top.
You need another chest seal?
Yeah, whatever we have.
Hey, get another. Hey, LT, get more block kits.
LT, we need more block kits, or chest seals you can get.
Carmine Bravo.
We need you guys in here.
I don't know.
Is he shot in the head too?
No, shot in the chest.
That's a lot of blood. Looks like it's probably from a lung.
They're in for K9 or heal at this point. K9 10. Yeah, right there.
Securing firearm. Just leave it. Where is it? Tank.
Yep.
Since we got this kind of wait for medics, can you talk with him? Shoot him.
Medics expediting, or where are they at?
I can feel him.
Guys.
Breathing.
Hey, you have a pulse on him?
No.
No pulse on him.
CPR on, go ahead.
Multiple stab wounds.
CPR on him.
Yeah, if you don't have anything, start going.
All right, we got medics.
Who's
over
most viable, you guys know?
She is.
All right. Multiple stab wounds to the back.
James, where is he?
To the right, we have a pulse, multiple stab wounds. To the left, either the CPR or the gunshot wound.
All right. Who's still breathing? Multiple stab wounds to the
This
neck.
is Bob.
Don't know if we actually have it.
Don't know if it's going on the side.
Okay. So she's still breathing?
Right there. You can feel blood moving.
You can stop doing CPR. Yeah, we're gonna get her.
He's gonna be way over there.
Yeah, this. She's breathing over here. She's breathing. That's why we're looking. Grab him. Take him downstairs. You can't feel it's hard to feel. Are you hurt? Stand by. Sorry. No, there's no pulse. No, there's no. What do we need?
I think that guy's gonna be definitely DOA for this shot. I mean, we can. I think that might be obvious over there. Just gonna put you here. This is my house. This is my wife. I don't know who. No. What do you want to do? Do you want to grab that and go? We're not. No, this is. She's done. All right, that's fine. I don't know. You want to get a rhythm on that?
Yeah. You want to It's right there behind
you. Right there.
Have it? Okay. All right. Where's Justin?
Yeah.
Grab the guy out there. Get him down. Don't worry about it.
All right. Wait, is that not Bombers? I don't know.
This is not Bombers. It might be his. He said
There was two on the bed when I came in.
Okay.
Okay, this one's got blood on it.
All right.
So stay with him. He might. I'm not sure if he shot the guy.
Sir? Sorry. I'm going to wait till they're done getting her out of the way before I get willing to walk over.
You don't know that guy at all? Yeah.
Trying to figure out where's the gun currently.
We have two firearms right here.
Leave them right where they are. That's where we found them. We moved them away. All right, that's fine. They were on the big hand road. Where do you want?
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge. Do you want us to escort him outside? Stay with. Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm not sure. We're not working. No, get them out. So once they. All right. Move her and go? Yeah. All right. Hey, we're gonna move the. Very close to the escort him down. Don't touch anything.
Got a knife here.
Yeah.
Is there kids down there? Zach? The kids are out of the way. The kids are outside. We're going to clear the rest of the house.
Don't worry about it. Just got one.
Go with it, that's fine. Zach, stay here. You're with me.
I'm escorting him down.
He's going to say, we're going to make sure no one else is hurt in the house.
Okay, all right. We're going to get husband downstairs. All right.
Just for the record, we'll admit that under seal, Commonwealth's 4.
Understood. Let's talk about what we just saw. When you entered the
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I was on mute. I'm going to put this on regular or fast speed, but as you can see, there were a lot of medics in there. There were a lot of police officers. It's a chaotic scene. They don't know who's who, what's what, whatever. They're trying to render aid to the people that need it the most. As you can see, it sounded as if the Joseph Ryan, who was the one that was shot, didn't seem like he was going to make it. He didn't seem in good shape. And that the wife, she was still breathing and blood was still flowing with her. So she was the one that they were going to sort of focus their attention on. So very interesting, but we can't see it. Why? Because there's probably a lot of gory things that don't need to be seen by the public. So I'm just fine with that. I hope that you are as well. All right, so let's see if we can make this a little bit faster because we have the power to do that because we are actually a day behind, but it's okay because I like this fast thing. We're going to get through these things really quickly. All right, so here we go. Let me share it with you.
the house, we saw one officer ahead of you. Were the two of you the first two officers to enter the house?
Yes.
And when you came upstairs to the bedroom, did you see any unsecured firearms in the room?
Yes.
Can you tell us how many?
2.
And can you describe the unsecured firearms that were in that room? Did you know anything about either one of them?
One had a flashlight on it and the other one did not.
Okay. Did you handle either of the unsecured firearms?
The one with the flashlight on it, I handled that one.
And what did you do with it?
I moved it twice. The first time I moved it just from the corner of the bed to in front of me, and then the second time I moved it to the other side of the bed near the other firearm.
And did you know anything about that firearm when you were handling it?
There was blood on it.
And Judge, at this time, I'm going to show Commonwealth Exhibit 5 and ask that it's going to be a still photo just to witness and counsel. Okay. It's not the greatest picture. Is this the firearm that you handled?
Yes.
And is this the position that it was in when you entered the room?
Yes.
Can you describe the position, what we're looking at here?
The gun is in the bottom right corner of the bed. It's pointing towards whatever's kind of behind me.
And when we're talking about the bottom right corner of the bed, are you standing at the foot of the bed facing the headboard, or are you? Okay.
Yes.
Judge, I'd ask to admit this is Commonwealth Exhibit 5.
Any objection?
If we could publish that to the jury.
In the gallery.
Got it. And when you handled this firearm, did you have gloves on when you handled the firearm on February 24th?
Yes.
And when you left the bedroom, where had those two firearms come to rest? This one and the other one?
On the left side of the bed. If I'm facing the headboard, that's where the last place I saw them at.
Okay. And then when you, the rest of your morning, when you left the bedroom, who was with you?
When I left the bedroom, I was with Officer Beckner, the believe there's another officer walking down the stairs with us, and Mr. Banfield.
And where did you go?
We walked outside, and then we took Mr. Banfield to an ambulance.
And when you got to the ambulance, what, if anything, did you take from him?
A jacket that he was wearing.
And what did you do with that jacket?
I held onto the jacket, and then Detective Falk, who's a crime scene detective, showed up, and then I transferred custody of the jacket to him.
And I'm sorry, you said Detective Falk?
Falk.
Is that OJ Falk?
Yes.
After you left the defendant's company that day, did you remain at the scene? Did you go back into service? What was the rest of your morning like?
We remained at the scene for a while outside, didn't go back inside the house, left the scene for a bit to do other things, and then I ended up coming back to the scene and stayed there until the end of my shift, just on the outside of the house.
I don't have any more questions for you. Mr. Carroll may have some questions.
Cross-examination.
You just showed the dead person. Oh my gosh.
Good morning, Officer Gibbons. Good morning.
Did you say the dead person was there?
Were you right after Officer Gibbons as an arrival on the scene?
When I walked into the house, Officer Baumler was the one in front of me.
Officer Balmer?
Yes.
But Officer Gibbons was in front of him, is that correct?
No.
When was Officer Gibbons there?
He would have walked in behind me at some point. I don't remember when. Eventually, there was like a stack of us that all went in. I don't remember the exact lineup.
And I understand, but Officer Gibbons was the one who was in the bathroom with my client, correct?
Yes.
So when you saw, when you walked in, you observed my client rendering aid to his wife, is that right?
I don't recall what I saw when I first turned into the room. I know he was in the room. I don't remember the positioning now.
Okay. Do you recall Officer Beckner arriving?
I remember Officer Beckner coming in the room.
Okay. And were you present when Officer Beckner started, getting chest seals and chest compressions and things like that all of you were doing?
Yes.
Okay. And did you observe, according to Officer Beckner, a panic attack on my client's part?
I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't say a panic attack. I would say I witnessed his behavior. I don't know how you exactly would define a panic attack. I didn't think of it. I didn't think it was anything super.
His words, not mine.
Yeah.
You observed, but you observed my client, correct?
I did.
And around that same time, Officer Beckner reports that some firefighter was kicking items on the ground. Let me see. Kicking the blankets near Joe Ryan, and he was advised to stop by Officer Beckner. Do you recall that?
I was told about what a firefighter did after, but I never really witnessed that in the moment.
And I understand, I mean, it's a fast evolving situation, but that's what I wanted to find out is if you had recollection of it, but you were told thereafter?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you arrived on scene, Christine Banfield was breathing, correct?
I never touched her, so I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Were you aware based on what people were saying regarding her condition?
Listening to the body camera footage after, yes. It sounds like someone was saying that there might have been breathing or there was breathing, but
Okay.
I don't have direct knowledge.
But the firefighters ended up connecting her and actually found a pulse, right?
That I don't know. I know they found something, but I know there's like electrical readings I've had on other scenes.
Was that not what we just watched on that they actually connected her up to whatever device the one firefighter was saying?
They did connect her to something. I don't know I'm not versed in what machine they would have connected her
Okay,
to.
and I'm not asking you to be an expert on this. I'm just asking you as the person on the scene what you observed.
Yes, the firefighters worked on her.
Okay, they were tending to her.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably the best way to say it without knowing what exactly they did.
Yes.
And then while you were there, or at least that's what your body camera video shows, they secured her and they brought her out of the house. Correct?
Yes.
And then, I'm sorry, that's what you're saying. And then after she was secured and out of the house is when, how long after that was it when you and Officer Beckner and my client all walked out?
I'd say pretty shortly after, I would guess a minute tops.
Okay. Now, in terms of I guess that's the exhibit number 5, and I just keep pointing over here because that's where I saw it, but it's not there. That was a screenshot from the body worn camera. Is that right?
Correct. The picture of the gun they showed.
Do you want to show them the picture again?
Yeah, I can't judge. I better.
You have to get back to the screen.
I want to make sure.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes.
And is this your body worn camera?
Yes.
Okay. And did you take any actions to prepare this screenshot?
No.
Okay. Now, do you know where this gun was before it was sitting at that situation that's shown in the picture?
No.
Okay. And I think you said after that, it was moved to the left side of the bed, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall who did that?
I moved it.
You moved it. Okay. And then if I understand your testimony correctly, you then got involved in the scene and then you ended up escorting my client out. And that was the last that you were in this room.
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
I don't have any further. Is this witness subject to recall? I don't think so. Is he subject to recall? All right. Sir, since you are subject to recall, you cannot discuss this case with anybody. You cannot look at anything from this case. Okay. You're still a witness. So the rule witness is still on you at this time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You are free to go today. If they need you, they will contact you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, do you have a short witness or is this a good time for a morning break?
Judge, this is probably a good time for a break.
For a break?
Next witness is going to be a smidge longer than the first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our morning recess for 15 minutes.
All right, the court is going to take a recess, but we aren't. We're going to zoom through this. I thought it was interesting on the cross. I'm not exactly sure where he was going with this. Maybe later on we'll understand who was doing what. If Mr. Gibson was the one who questioned Mr. Banfield, he was asking about Mr. Baumler. Maybe Mr. Baumler was involved in something. Who moved the gun? I don't see any like big red flags or anything there, so who knows? So they're going to take a short break. We are going to ask for a zoom. All right, so here we go. Let's see where we're at.
Good morning. Could you please introduce yourself by telling us your name and spelling your first and last name for the court record?
I'm Zachary Beckner, ZachArybeckeney.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm employed as a police officer for Fairfax County.
And how long have you been employed by the Fairfax County Police Department?
February will be 4 years.
And how were you employed back on February 24th, 2023?
I was a police officer on patrol.
With Fairfax County?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you on duty that day?
I was.
Were you in uniform and displaying your badge of authority?
I was.
And is your department issued uniform equipped with body-worn camera?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you describe how your body-worn camera works for us?
You double tap the center button and it comes on, or it can be activated by lights and sirens.
And at the end of the day, what, if anything, do you do with your body-worn camera?
We dock them so that they can be uploaded.
And was your body-worn camera working on February 24th, 2023?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And I'm going to draw your attention, Officer Beckner, to the morning hours on that date. Did you respond to a call for service?
I did.
And where did you respond?
I believe it was off Sable Brook Way. I don't remember the exact address. It was in area 521 of Ruston District Station.
And is that a location within Fairfax County?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Were other officers on scene when you arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how many other officers had entered the house before you that day?
I believe 3 or 4.
And did you yourself go into the house?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were in the house, did you see anyone inside that you recognized in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you point that person out? And describe an article of clothing or two that they're wearing?
Black suit and a striped tie.
And colored hair?
Brown or black.
Judge, I'd ask the court that the court recognized that the officer has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
I'm going to show you an exhibit that's been marked as Commonwealth's Exhibit 6. And I'm going to ask Madam Clerk that this is displayed to the witness and to counsel and to the judge at this point only. Do you recognize this? Can you see it?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's on the screen on our.
I see, okay.
I mean, all the connections are good.
Do you see it now?
No. Still no.
You see it on the screen in front of you.
Yeah, would be here.
All right, well. It flickered. Was that you or was that me?
We changed it just to make sure our system was working. So our system's working.
Okay, well, I'm ready back to.
Obviously have problems with their system.
Orders.
There we go.
I don't want to zoom because I'm afraid I missed it.
Okay. Hopefully show you a clip on your screen. Can you see anything on your screen?
No, ma'am, it's still black.
Okay, his screen is still black. How about? Okay. All right, now can you see
Yes, ma'am.
on your screen? Okay. And do you recognize what's on your screen?
I do, ma'am. It's my body cam from the day.
Okay. And the video, have you had a chance to review this before today?
Yes, ma'am.
And is what you reviewed a fair and accurate depiction of what you initially did and saw that morning in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Judge, what I'm going to ask the court to do is seal this. I'm ask the court to admit it as Commonwealth 6, publish it to the jury and the jury only, and I'm going to ask the court to seal this.
All right, any objection to 6?
All right, 6 in evidence under seal. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, as I'm playing this, I'm going to stop it in place.
I'm going to continue to keep it at 1.75. I think we get the gist of it. So we'll see if anything pops out and then we'll slow it down. But I think that we can zoom through it.
So that we can talk about what it is that we're seeing.
Anybody downstairs?
Okay, here.
Okay.
Where are you in the house?
I'm at the bottom of the stairs leading to the second story.
And what do you know about that door that is in front of you? What did you know about that door?
That it was open and had an exterior lock.
And did you see a light on inside of the door?
No, ma'am.
They're saying one of the patients is outside now.
So somebody's outside. In the back? Anybody else outside? Who else outside? Anybody over here? Who is the shooter? Who shot who?
I got a blowout kit if you need it.
Bring it up.
Is there anyone else in the house? In the house?
Ma'am, I need you outside now.
Here, how many unsecured firearms did you note as when you came in?
2.
And I'm going to keep going.
What do you need? Scene full, medics.
Now we're looking for it, buddy. We're looking for it. Get balls out. Upstairs. Make sure to steal her.
Stay there. There's no one behind.
Get open the Palmer. I got the other one for him. Go.
So
we got one guy here, gunshot wound, one female.
Here, did you notice the knife as you moved over to where Joe was laying?
I noticed it first whenever I was checking for a pulse on him.
can someone do this? I don't have anything.
Was that you saying I don't have anything?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you mean when you said that?
I was checking for a pulse on the decedent there.
And is that at the point when you noticed the knife?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were checking for his pulse, what part of his body were you checking?
His neck.
Up this way.
And then the officer that we just saw step on the knife, who was that?
Officer Seffioni.
He's in the bathroom. Up there.
I don't have a pulse on him.
When you said, I don't have a pulse on him right there, the second time, who were you saying that to?
The other officers there on the left, particularly Officer Seffioni.
And the view that you have of the bed at this point, do you know at this point where the unsecured firearms that you saw when you entered the room?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us where they are?
They're both laying there at the foot of the bed, basically in the same position as whenever we saw them first on my body cam.
I don't have a pulse on him.
Where's the gunshot wound?
I'm not entirely certain, sir.
The officer here that is moving Joe's hands, who is that officer?
It's Officer Seffioni.
And had anyone moved Joe's hands that you saw before Officer Seffioni moved them?
No, ma'am.
Chest.
Okay. Hold this down. We'll work on her, okay?
Sit it up. You know, Jesse?
Yeah, whatever you have.
Ready? Hey, get another. Hey, get more block kits.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a lot of blood. It looks like it's probably from a lung. I don't even know what to do.
Okay, yeah, since we got this, kind of wait for next topic.
I don't have a pulse.
When you said that time that he did not have a pulse, what did you mean?
I was checking again to confirm that I still do not have a pulse on him, ma'am.
So is that 3 times that you took a pulse?
I believe so, at least.
And that last time, were you also checking his neck?
Yes, ma'am.
Medics expediting, where are they at? No, not at all. What do you need?
Yeah, this.
Where are the unsecured firearms in the room at this point?
They've been moved onto the opposite side of the bed from me.
And is that where they were when you left the room, if you recall?
Yes, ma'am, to the best of my knowledge.
Take him downstairs. Stand by. Sorry. There's no pulse. I think that doesn't definitely deal with it. I mean, we can, I think that's maybe obvious over there.
Oh,
We want to
shit.
get It's right there behind him. You have it? Where's this is not so what's two on the back of my so stay with him. Yeah. Where's the bed? Right here. Leave them right where they are. That's what we got. We move them away. They want to better than those. We have a knife right there. Yeah. Hey, Sarge, you want to escort outside? Yeah, right now we're working. So I'm not sure. We're not working. So once they get
Got a knife here.
Yeah. Is there kids down there? Kids around the way. Go outside. We'll go to the fine. Zach, stay here. What are we doing? We're gonna make sure no one's hurt in the house. Okay, all right. We're gonna get down there.
Okay. How long did you stay in that bedroom after Christine Banfield was removed from the bedroom?
A couple of minutes at the most.
And where did you go when you left the bedroom?
Outside.
And who was with you?
Officer Hugh and Mr. Banfield.
And where did you go with them?
Initially, we walked outside, allowed the first ambulance to leave, and then Mr. Banfield was taken into a second ambulance.
And what was the purpose of taking him to the ambulance?
Just to check on him, make sure that he didn't sustain any injuries that we weren't aware of.
And did he receive a medical evaluation while he was in the ambulance?
The medics did check him out, again, look for any injuries or anything that we might have missed initially.
And what, if anything, did you do while you were with him in the ambulance?
I searched Mr. Banfield.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you Commonwealth's 9A, and I'm going to ask that it be displayed only to the witness and to counsel.
What is 9A?
Do you recognize these items depicted?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you recognize them?
They were some of the items that I collected from Mr. Banfield.
And can you describe what they are?
It's 2 handgun magazines, a set of handcuffs, and a watch.
And do they appear in this photo in the same or similar condition to what you saw them in on February 24th, 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, at this point in time, I'm going to ask to admit Commonwealth's 9A, and this can be, sorry.
No objection to publish.
It can be published to the jury. When you received these items, what did you do with them?
I placed them in a bio bag, is what we call it. It's a plastic bag from the paramedics.
And who'd you give them to after you packaged them?
I relinquished them to the detectives that arrived at the hospital.
Did you take anything else from him during the search?
Okay, hang on. We are going to back up. What did she say? Okay, let's see.
How long did you stay in that bedroom after Christine Banfield was removed?
Officer Hugh and ambulance.
And what was
the medics did check him out, again, look for any injuries or anything that we might have missed initially.
And what, if anything, did you do while you were with him in the ambulance?
I searched Mr. Banfield.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you Commonwealth's 9A, and I'm going to ask that it be displayed only to the witness and to counsel.
Why not us?
And can you describe what they are?
It's 2 handgun magazines, a set of handcuffs.
Okay, 2 handgun magazines, a set of handcuffs. Remember, he is a federal agent, so does he have these things on him all the time?
And a watch.
And are they?
And a watch. Okay, we'll see.
Do they appear in this photo in the same or similar condition to what you saw them in
What
on
about
February
his
24th,
badge?
2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, at this point in time, I'm going to ask to admit Commonwealth's 9A, and this can be, sorry.
Like his wallet?
objection,
Where's his
It can be
wallet?
published to the jury.
Wallet badge?
When you received these items, what did you do with them?
I placed them in a bio bag, is what we call it. It's a plastic bag from the paramedics.
And who'd you give them to after you packaged them?
I relinquished them to the detectives that arrived at the hospital.
Did you take anything else from him during the search?
Yes, ma'am. 2 cell phones as well as his jacket.
And the jacket, did that just pass through your hands, Officer Hugh?
Correct.
Did the
2 cell phones. Okay. Whose cell phones are those?
defendant make any statements in the ambulance about the firearms that you had noted in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he say?
He claimed ownership of them.
Did he distinguish between the two of them in any way?
Yes, ma'am.
And how was that?
He said the one firearm was his duty weapon, essentially, and the other, the Glock 43X, is his personal weapon.
Okay. And the duty weapon, was there anything that he noted about the duty weapon to distinguish it?
It had a flashlight on it, TLR, I don't remember the exact model number.
Did he have blood on his hands when he was in the ambulance?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go next with the defendant?
When we were in the ambulance, it transported us to the rest of the hospital.
And when you arrived at the hospital, did he still have blood on his hands when you escorted him into the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he handcuffed when you escorted him into the hospital?
No, ma'am.
Was he handcuffed at any point that morning?
No.
Did the defendant make any statements about his daughter while you were with him in the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he say?
I believe he said something about her being 4 years old.
And what, if anything, did you see him do while you were in the hospital room with him?
He washed his hands.
And before he washed his hands, did anyone swab his hands to preserve samples of blood that were on his hands?
No.
Why'd you let him wash his hands?
I felt bad for him blowing his nose and wiping his face with his bloody hands.
And what, if anything, did you do?
What? What? Oh, no, no, no. Oh boy. Oh boy, is that proper procedure? Oh, not good, buddy. Not good. Okay.
Next.
I assisted with anything the detectives needed on scene and then went back to maintain scene security for the residents.
I am going to show you a few still pictures that are Commonwealth 7, 8, and 9. And if I could have them displayed just to the witness.
Can we
And,
make it 9B since you have a 9A?
oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I meant for them to be, yes, it can be 9B, but I had them as 9 and then 9A, and I just took 9A first. That's fine.
Okay, yes, all right, so 9, that's fine, thank you.
So this picture is Commonwealth 7. I'm going to show you Commonwealth 8 and Commonwealth 9. Do you recognize these photos?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you recognize them?
They're still images from my body cam.
Okay. Judge, I'm going to ask to admit Commonwealth 7, 8, and 9. They're still photos from the officer's body cam.
Okay, just a minute.
And 8 and 9 should be on receipt.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so any objection, 79? So 7 is admitted, 8 and 9 are admitted under seal.
Yes.
Okay.
And if we could publish 7 to the jury.
We don't get to see them.
And this view, is this a view of the door as you saw it coming into the house at first?
Yes, ma'am.
And this view here, is this the view that you had, the first view that you had of the defendant when you came into the room?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell what was on his hands here?
It appeared to be blood.
And this view here, what is this view?
It's a view of Officer Seffioni stepping on the knife.
Thank you. Judge, I don't have any further questions at this point for the officer. Mr. Carroll may have some questions for you.
Cross-examination?
Mr. Carroll.
Officer Beckner, do you have any idea what number entering the house you were of the Fairfax County Police Department?
I believe I was the 4th person in the house, sir.
Okay. Do you know who the first person in the house was?
I believe it was Officer Baumler.
Baumler?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was Gibbons anywhere near you there?
I couldn't honestly remember where he was until I saw him inside the actual bedroom, sir.
Okay. And the body worn camera that we were just looking at, that was a 6-minute. Was that a clip of your entire body worn camera?
It's a portion of it, yes, sir.
Okay. So, because I think if I recall, your body worn camera went for nearly an hour.
It went all the way through till we were instructed by detectives at the hospital that we were able to turn them off, and essentially they took over from there.
So, so some of those things that you answered questions to, like searching my client or taking items from him, that would all be caught on the body worn camera if it were allowed to continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at any point in this process, was my client not willing to accommodate you with whatever you asked him to do?
He did everything I asked him, sir.
Okay.
If I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. And so if you were advised to get swabs from his hands, you didn't expect there would be any problems with that, would you?
At that point in time, no, sir.
Okay. So just, if I recall correctly, in your body worn camera, the later portion, you're there when he's told by the chaplain at Reston Hospital that his wife had died, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you're talking about crying and blowing his nose, it was after that.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
And so up until that time, he was in the original condition as you walked him out. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's fair to say he, based on your review of your body cam, he was very upset.
Yes, sir. He seemed pretty emotional at the time.
Okay. And after that, he went over or he was blowing his nose and he got blood on his face and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's when you acquiesced, I guess, to allowing him to do that.
Yes, sir. I was trying to be empathetic.
Yes. No, I understand. Was there anybody who told you not to do that?
No, sir.
Was there anybody who gave you any advice as you were the person who was supposed to be watching him from that point forward that would suggest that you would know that washing his hands was a problem?
Not at the time, no, sir.
Okay. Did you get any sort of instructions other than just have him in a separate ambulance than his wife?
I didn't even have that instruction, to be honest with you, sir. His wife was taken as quickly as she could to the hospital to receive treatment, so.
Understand. And what we just talked about would show on your further body cam.
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Don't you have that?
you've previously reported that you observed him have a panic attack within the room.
Yes, sir. Whenever his wife had left.
So if you could, just to give the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and the judge an idea, when you say panic attack, how did that show? How would that show to someone? Can you describe what you saw?
He seemed unable to walk and went kind of down to the ground to, I guess, steady himself.
Okay. And was that one of the reasons why he was taken in an ambulance to get checked out?
Again, we weren't fully aware if he had any injuries or anything like that. I believe in my body cam shows that I asked him if he's okay, does he need anything? He said he was having some trouble with his right leg.
Okay. But that's not in what we have there.
But not in the clip.
Not in that clip. Okay. So if we watch the entire thing, we'd see that interaction.
Correct. It was
Okay.
as we were walking outside.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm having a problem if he keeps saying, "Oh, if we showed the whole thing, it would be on there. Show the whole thing would be on there." Why don't you just show the whole thing? Or why don't you show what it is that you're looking at? Why don't you put that on as evidence? I don't understand. Okay.
And were you present when the doctor addressed the spasms that were in his leg?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did the doctor tell him?
I don't know. Remember, sir.
Spasms in his leg.
Now, Officer Sephion, as I understand it, Officer Sephion was the one who kicked the knife, correct?
He stepped on the knife.
Or it moved. After he stepped on it, it moved. I don't mean to suggest something more than that.
Yes, sir. He stepped on it with his heel.
And was that the original place where the knife was when you walked in?
I believe it to be, sir. Again, I didn't see it until I was taking the other gentleman's pulse.
Okay. That's right. And so you would have gone past it and you'd be looking back at it. Is that right?
That was the view that we saw.
And were you the first person to have walked in that direction toward where Mr. Ryan was?
I believe so, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. You don't know what had happened before that?
No, sir.
And then when you, there's a point in the body cam video where there's someone in front of you. Do you know which officer that is?
Which time, sir?
It would have been the person who said something like, "Oh my God, that's his wife."
That was Officer Bomber.
Officer Bomber. Okay. Just bear with me. Sorry. Oh, and I'm sorry, Officer Sephion, did you observe Officer Sephion, or I know your body camera did you see it as well, moving Mr. Ryan's body parts around?
Correct.
Okay, what was it you observed?
He moved his hand so we could check for his injuries.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Judge.
Read it. Judge, court's indulgence.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Nothing further, Judge.
All right, is this witness subject to recall?
Not from us, Judge.
Yes, that's fine. Oh, sorry. So, okay, you can put your, okay, so you're subject to recall, so you're free to go today, but you might be called.
Okay, so my observations are, again, chaotic scene, lots of people in and out. They don't know who's who and what's what. The first job is to render aid to those who need it. Maybe there's life-saving measures, and then we'll put the puzzle pieces together later. Obviously, he made a big faux pas by allowing this gentleman to wash his hands, even though it's clear he had blood on his hands. He said he felt bad for him. Probably not the right procedure, but I'm sure he's gotten reprimanded for that. Mr. Carroll, the defense attorney, keeps going back to stepping on the knife. There must be something going on with that, moving things around. So he's like giving you hints about things that might be an issue. I'm not sure where this is going. I'm going in blind just like you are. So let's continue on. Who do we have next?
Again, in this case, you cannot talk to anybody about this case and do not do.
Gonna zoom.
The Fairfax County Police, CHAEL.
Oh
Could you
my
please
gosh,
introduce
like
yourself by telling us your name
baby.
and spelling your first and last name for the court record?
Yes. Michael Gibbons, MICHAEL.
Okay, so witness number 4 is Michael Gibbons. We know he's a police officer because we heard his name earlier.
BBONS.
And how are you currently employed?
I'm a lieutenant with the Fairfax County Police Department.
And how long have you been with the police department?
I've been a police officer for 9 years.
And how were you employed on February 24th, 2023?
I was the Days A sergeant of the arresting squad, the Fairfax County Police Department.
Were you on duty that day?
I was.
Were you in uniform and displaying your badge of authority that morning?
I was.
And is your department issued uniform equipped with body-worn camera?
It was.
And can you tell us how your body-worn camera works?
Body-worn cameras are activated either manually or automatically upon activation of emergency lights and sirens. firearm being removed from the holster, or a taser also being removed from the holster or activated.
And at the end of the day, what happens with your body worn camera?
They're put into a dock so they can be uploaded.
And Lieutenant Gibbons, drawing your attention to the morning of that date, February 24th, 2023, did you respond to a call for service that day?
I did.
And where did you respond?
I responded to 13230 Stablebrook Way, which is in Herndon, part of Fairfax County.
And can you describe the neighborhood as you saw it on that day?
Residential neighborhood in Fairfax County. That house is located at the end of the street with a shared driveway.
And when you responded to that address, what if any vehicles were in the driveway of the home that you responded to?
There were two vehicles in the driveway. There was a Jeep SUV and a Volkswagen SUV.
And did you know anything else about the home that you responded to?
Typical Fairfax County neighborhood.
Oh, I'm not
houses are relatively close
sharing.
together.
And upon arriving at that
So
location, what did you do?
sorry.
I grabbed a blowout kit or medical bag from my police cruiser, grabbed that, ran to the residence. I was instructed that the medical supplies were needed up in the master bedroom of the residence.
And did you respond to the bedroom?
I did.
And what did you see when you went into the bedroom?
First glance, I saw a female that was nude. She was covered in blood, laying on her left side, with a gentleman standing over her with bloody hands. There was an officer rendering aid to her, and then multiple officers surrounding the bed, gathering medical supplies.
And do you recognize anyone from that scene here today?
I did.
Who?
The defendant.
And can you point him out and describe something that he's wearing, his hair color?
What appears to be a black suit, brown hair.
Judge, I'd ask the court to recognize that Lieutenant Gibbons has identified the defendant.
All right, the record will so reflect.
And when you went into the bedroom, what did you do?
I immediately opened the medical bag. A chest seal was requested from the officers, so I opened that up, immediately applied pressure and the chest seal to the female.
And did fire department personnel ever arrive?
They did, and they relieved me from rendering aid.
And what did you do after the fire department arrived and relieved you?
Because it was a crowded space with a lot of people, I went into the bathroom, which is where the defendant was.
And what did you do in the bathroom?
I stood there, kept him separated, and spoke to him briefly for a few minutes.
So you had some conversation with him?
I did.
And what did you ask him?
I asked him first if he was injured, to which he replied no. And then I asked him how long they had been down.
And what was his response when you asked how long they had been down?
He said, I followed up that question with, since you called, which he replied, she called. She had to find her phone. My hands were covered.
And did he ever ask about his wife or Joe Ryan?
He first asked, does he have a pulse? To which I believe I replied, I'm not sure, or I don't know. He did follow up with, is she breathing? Or is she going to be okay? Is what he said.
And did he say anything about his daughter?
Later in the conversation, it was mentioned that there was a child in the residence. He did ask about her, and I advised him that the au pair had gotten her out of the house.
And how long do you think that your conversation lasted with him in the bathroom?
Not more than a few minutes.
And what happened after the two of you spoke in the bathroom?
After we spoke, the fire department was carrying the female out of the residence. So I had two officers ready to escort the defendant out, to which he started to become upset. Then we waited a minute so he could collect himself, and then they escorted him outside the residence.
Okay. At this point in time, I am going to ask for Commonwealth 10 to be displayed to the witness and to counsel only. So if you look at your screen, can you tell me if you recognize what Commonwealth Exhibit 10 is?
My body camera footage from that event.
And have you had a chance to review this before today?
I have.
And is the video that we see that we're going to see, is it a fair and accurate depiction of what you initially saw and did that morning as you responded to this call for service?
It is.
Judge, I'm going to ask the court to admit Commonwealth 10. I'm going to ask that it be played to the jury and counsel only, and I'm going to ask for it to be sealed.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
All right, 10 is evidence under seal.
Senator is yet? They're working on that? No, not the shooter.
Where do we block it? She's got in the 40.
Where you at, left or right? I think chest seal on her. Right now.
Keep the one behind.
Yeah. Put me chest seal. We got one guy here, two on that side, one female, one on that side.
I got one hand tied up now. Out this way. We're just going to Just in the tub. He's in the bathroom, up here. Where you at, Chester? He's on the net, multi-race bathroom, down there. Ready? Where do we go? Good morning, ready? Go for it. This one. Chester, get another one. There's another half. Ready? Good for it. Yep, we'll do it. Just fucking just in the tub. Sit in the tub. Just in the tub.
Yeah, what do we have?
Hey, get another. Hey, I'll take more block kits. Is there anything else that we know of other than this? This one got behind me. On this female. Oh, I don't know. I do not know. Just don't have the hand, but. Just leave it. We're in it. Okay. Since we got this time away from Max, can you talk with him? Shoot him. Do we have a pulse on anybody? I can feel him breathing. Hey, do you have a pulse on him? No pulse. Okay, so leave it on. Go ahead. Yeah, if you don't have anything, start going. This one apparently has a pulse. Multiple stab wounds to the neck. I felt the pulse when I was holding that. We have multiple stab wounds to the neck. We don't know if we have right here. Multiple stab wounds to the neck. Don't know if we actually have. Don't know if it's one of them inside. Okay, she's still breathing? We can feel blood moving. We can see her. We can see her cheek. Yeah, we're gonna get her. Get down. You do this. Yeah, this. He's bleeding. You're good. That's why I'm going to take him downstairs. Are you hurt? Sorry, I don't think so. Okay, stay here. Stay here. Nothing. So what's the story? Do you live here? This is my house. This is my wife. I don't know him. You don't know him. This is your wife.
Oh, hang on. Okay, we'll slow that down because now he's talking to. Now he's talking to. Now he's talking to the homeowner. We're just talking to the defendant, Mr. Brennan here. I'm gonna go back.
Just stay where you are. Stay where you are. Nothing? Just nothing. So what's the story? Do you live here? This is my house. This is my wife. I don't know him. You don't know him?
I don't know him. I don't know you.
Is our au pair nanny. Where is she? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Yeah. How long have they been down? It's right there. How long? Right when you called us? She called. She had to find her phone. My hands. Okay. Were covered. All right. You're gonna stay right here with me until we get this sorted out a little bit, okay? Yeah. You don't have any injuries that you know of? Okay. Okay. All right. He doesn't know. That's your wife. This is my wife. So he's. Yeah. You don't know that guy at all? I don't know. He's a shooter. Yeah. I know. I'm just trying to figure out where's the gun currently. Leave them right where they are. If that's where we found them. We moved them away. All right, that's fine. Just. Where do you want? Yeah, okay. You know, sir, just have a seat. We're gonna close these doors. This way they can work. If you guys are good right there. Hey Sarge. What's up? You want us to escort them outside? No, right now they're working, so we're just gonna let them work. Does he have a pulse? I'm not sure. No, working. Okay. Okay. All right. So once they, is she gonna be okay? We're gonna let them work for a minute. We're gonna let them do what they need to do. We'll just get you downstairs. Hey, Stefiani, or Hugh, very closely. We're gonna escort him down. Just don't touch anything. Just, let's let them. Sorry, let them go first. I thought they were done. Yeah. Is there kids down there? My daughter's here. I don't know. I think the au pair got her out. Just grab the monitor. We'll go with it. That's fine. Zach, stay here. You're with me. Hold on. What are we doing here? We're gonna make sure no one else is hurt in the house. Okay. All right. We're gonna get husband downstairs. Give me a second. Have a seat. 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 Just write down. Write down. Write down. Just have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. He's starting to lose it a little bit. Hey, boss, can we get one of you guys to check him out? Yeah, I got more units here. We'll check him out. He's starting to break down a little bit.
If we could terminate the view. And then at some point after the view that we just saw, did the defendant leave the?
Okay, I'm going to make it go faster. You gotta love body cam. I mean, everything's recorded and you can't dispute it. I mean, it's amazing. So it's amazing. All right. I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I got more units here. We'll check him out. He's starting to break down a little bit.
If we could terminate the view. And then at some point after the view that we just saw, did the defendant leave the bedroom?
He did.
And who was left in the room with you when he left?
First, it was two personnel from the fire department, and then a third joined us.
And when you were in the bedroom after the defendant had left, were there any firearms, unsecured firearms in the room?
There were two unsecured firearms located on the bed.
And did you make any observations about the state of the bedroom when you were speaking with the firefighters?
Yes, I noticed. A man stated that the blood appeared. So been there a while. It appeared that it had been soaked into the carpet, started to dry in certain areas, and then there was a specific location near the female that was appeared to be clotting or clumping together.
I don't have any more questions for you. Mr. Carroll is going to have some questions for you.
All right, cross-examination.
Officer Beckner, do you know, or Lieutenant Beckner, sorry.
Lieutenant Gibbons,
do you know what order you were there?
It's Lieutenant Gibbons. It's not Beckner.
Lieutenant Gibbons, and I do not know.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant Gibbons. I apologize.
Okay. First handful, 5 or 6 maybe.
Okay. Do you know who the first person was?
Top of my head, I do not.
Okay. And so you essentially at the moment you got in, you took over kind of custody or observation of my client, correct?
So I took command of the scene inside.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I took command of the inside of the residence. That was my role.
Okay. And were you asked to do that?
No, that was my job as a squad sergeant.
Okay, so did you provide a chest seal or anything like that?
I did.
Okay, and then that's when you went into the bathroom and told him to sit on the bathtub and all those sorts of things?
Correct.
Okay, and that was, were you observing that he wasn't able to stand at that point? Or were you just saying, this is where I want you to be while this is going on?
So in patrol capacity, my firearm was located on my thigh, and the stance I was in while rendering aid, my right thigh was directly facing him into the doorway of the bathroom. So to prevent any access to a firearm, as he was identified as the shooter of the event, but also it was a very crowded space. So I determined the tub was a safe location for him to be either sitting in it, on it, outside of where we used to work.
Okay, so he hadn't at that point experienced the issues regarding his legs that you saw later in your video?
Not that I noticed.
Okay, you didn't notice that. Now, the dispatch told you that he was the shooter?
I don't recall.
Okay.
If it was dispatcher, I know officers on scene made
Okay.
comments or statements that he was the shooter.
Okay. Did any of those officers or people on the scene tell you that he was also a law enforcement officer?
I don't think so.
Did you notice that he had magazines on his belt or
No.
Handcuffs?
No.
Okay. You escorted him out, correct?
I did not.
Okay. Who do you remember escorting him out?
It was Officer Q was one of them.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was now Sergeant Bell. He may have been the second officer.
Okay. Could it have been Officer Beckner?
Could have.
Okay. And were you aware that Officer Beckner in the ambulance took 2 magazine cases, I may not know the term, and handcuffs and a Garmin watch? Did you know that was taken from him?
I was aware that 2 magazines and a watch were removed. I was unaware of handcuffs.
Okay. So when was it you became aware of that?
Once he was in an ambulance.
Okay. So you didn't realize he was a law enforcement officer until well after the heat of the moment?
I don't think at that point I even knew he was a law enforcement officer.
Okay. And so is it fair to say dispatch didn't communicate any of that information, or would you have missed it if it was communicated?
There's always information that potentially gets missed, especially on a high priority call where you're trying to get to a residence or scene as fast as you can to render aid and try to save a life. So if they did, and it was voiced or written in the CAD, I did not notice.
Okay. And have you reviewed your CAD or any of those records from that day?
I've reviewed my body camera footage. I did not review the CAD comment, the CAD event.
Now, is the body cam footage that we just saw, is that a portion of it, or is that all of it?
That's a portion.
Okay. And how many more minutes are there that we didn't see?
Without looking at the timestamp, a couple minutes.
Okay. When do you recall? So I think Ms. Bristol may have asked you about how the body camera works and how it gets started. How does it get shut off?
Usually manually, unless it runs out of battery.
Okay. Did you run out of battery?
No.
Okay. So manually you shut it off at some point.
Correct.
How long after the last scene we saw in that audio or video clip was it?
A few minutes.
Okay. No. It would have been, do you know where it would have been?
After the defendant was in an ambulance, and I was told that there were 2 magazines and a watch removed from this person.
Okay. And then you shut it off?
Correct.
Okay. I got you. Now, your observations that you made regarding the room, do you have training in those observations?
As a law enforcement officer, we're trained to make observations, take note of things that will help investigators. I have taken numerous classes through our academy, one of which, I don't know the specific name of it, is involving blood specifically.
Okay. And so you knew what clotting looked like?
I knew what dried blood looked like, and I knew the blood as it was clumping. I don't know the technical term.
Okay.
I'm not an expert for that.
Gotcha.
But my observations at the time, that's what it appeared to be.
Okay. Your Honor, court's indulgence. Now, you had testified that he had asked about his daughter, which we hear on the body cam, and then you testified that he became upset and broke down. Was that simultaneous to that?
I was within probably a minute or so.
Okay.
Without looking at the camera.
Do you remember?
I remember it all being very close to each other, or close together. The scene as a whole, although it's multiple minutes, in your head.
And did you say anything to allay his concerns about his daughter, like she was with the nanny or with another officer or anything like that?
Yes, I did. I told him that I believe the au pair had gotten her out of the house.
Okay. And you'd heard that from others?
Yes.
Okay. Did that seem to work with regard to him being upset?
So can you repeat that?
Did that seem to work? The fact that you said that he had broken down?
No, it didn't change his demeanor. It didn't make him happier. That's what we're looking for.
Well, I'm just curious what you saw.
He was upset. He was visually upset.
Excuse me.
All right, redirect. Court indulgence for 1 moment. Judge, I don't have any further questions. He is not subject to recall for us.
No need for recall.
Okay, so you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Have
Honor.
a good day, Jen. All right, your next witness.
Okay, so Michael Gibbons was the one that put the chest thing on the wife and then secured the husband. Again, remember, it was a chaotic scene. Everybody's in and out. Everybody's just trying to who is what. Once they take care of the injured, then they secure the scene. Remember, the crime scene techs are coming. And, it's interesting to see whose role is what. Again, the cross, anytime he asks a question, my antennas go up. Why are you asking this question? I would like to think that things are intentional. Like, are you giving us clues to something that was wrong? Are you giving us clues that something else happened? So I'm not sure. I'm still like, the puzzle has not been put together for me as to what the defense is stating in this scene, but hopefully we'll get through it. All right, we are going to zoom to the next witness, which I'm assuming is another police officer. Oh, they're talking about something. Let's see what they're talking about.
Dr. Kessler, Your Honor. This is going to be a longer.
Why don't you approach him?
Dr. Kessler. Dr. Kessler is probably going to be long, so they're trying to probably maybe figuring out whether or not they're going to have lunch or what they're going to do.
Do that from 12:30 to 1:30. That way.
They're taking lunch.
I have two
All right.
items. One of them is the technology. If we could make sure, and if you're going to use a document camera for the medical examiner, can you make sure that's up and running for your tangible evidence? And also, whatever you need to do to get your technology, make sure it's ready before the jury comes in. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, one other thing is, I don't know how your evidence is going to go. If you have sealed evidence, and the unsealed evidence goes to the gallery, okay, automatically. So when you're going to go from unsealed evidence to sealed evidence, please let us know, because we're not that fast on the button. So you just let us know that the next exhibit you're going to show is sealed, so we can take care of it.
That was Kelly saying terminate. We had spoken with your clerk about having keywords to let her know.
Right. Well, we had one with 7, 8, 9. 7 was unsealed, so that was showing the gallery, and we went to 8 without any notification. So we were as quick as we could. But if we could keep that in mind. Okay, perfect. Anything else, Mr. Kara? All right, we'll see you all at 1:30. Okay?
Love Judge Penny. She's like, Judge Penny, she is on the ball. She's very nice, very respective. She's like, okay, get your technology shit together. Come on. Because here we are, we're in trial. You got to get this together. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. Time is money. Get your shit together. All right. We have a zoom room, so we are going to zoom because this happened yesterday. All right. Okay, here we go. Looks like Dr. Kessler. Oh, I don't know what this music is. Maybe it's someone's cell phone. All right. Witness number 5, Dr. Kessler.
Could you please state your name and spell it for first and last name for the court record, please?
Yes, Dr. Megan Kessler, Meghan Kessler, Kessler.
And what is your profession?
I'm Assistant Chief Medical Examiner, also known as a forensic pathologist.
And what is a forensic pathologist?
A forensic pathologist is a type of doctor who specializes in pathology, which is the study of disease, and then further subspecialized in forensics, which is the study of disease as it relates to law and medicine.
And where do you work?
I work for the Commonwealth of Virginia, Office of the Chief Medical Examiner at the Northern District Office in Manassas.
And how long have you been with that office?
Approximately 9.5 years now.
And where did you work before you joined the Virginia Office of the Chief Medical Examiner?
Just prior to coming to work in Virginia, I completed a fellowship program at the state of Maryland.
And what is your educational background?
I have a bachelor's degree in biology from the University of Richmond. I graduated from medical school from the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. I completed an anatomic pathology residency program with Penn State, after which I completed a subspecialty fellowship in forensic pathology with the state of Maryland Office of the Chief Medical Examiner and became board certified in anatomic pathology and forensic pathology.
And are you a medical doctor?
Yes, I'm a DO.
And you said you were board certified. Could you tell us how board certifications are required?
To become board certified, the requisite training, years of education is required, as well as obviously taking an examination and continuing education to recertify.
And do you belong to any professional associations?
I do not.
Have you provided any training or educational presentations to others in your field?
Yes, I regularly am involved in training pathology residents from Walter Reed and the University of Virginia, pathology assistant students from Old Dominion University, other interns, forensic fellows within our agency, local medical examiners, and others.
What kind of training did you go through with the medical examiner's office when you arrived?
After I arrived, I'm required to maintain my dual board certification in anatomic and forensic pathology, also my state licensure in medicine, and the continuing medical education that's required.
And what do you do as part of your job as a forensic pathologist at the medical examiner's office?
My primary duty is to complete autopsies to determine cause and manner of death and collect evidence and write reports as related to that.
And have you testified as an expert in the field of forensic pathology in a court of record before?
Yes.
And have you done so in Fairfax County?
I have.
Do you know how many times?
I'm not sure in Fairfax. Within the Commonwealth of Virginia, it's at least 50 times, and likely a majority are in Fairfax.
At this point, Your Honor, I would offer Dr. Kessler as an expert in the field of forensic pathology.
I have no objection.
No objection. All right, she'll be so offered. Thank you.
And did you perform an autopsy on the bodies of Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield?
Yes, I did.
And prior to the performance of those autopsies, where were the bodies of Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield kept?
After they arrived at the office of the chief medical examiner, they were intake and put into a cooler within our secure facility until the time of autopsy.
And before you performed each of their autopsies, did you break open the seal of the bag containing each body?
Yes, both bodies, the transport bags, were sealed with a wire seal for the zippers.
Before we discuss the particulars of each autopsy, did you prepare a report documenting your observations and findings?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I am going to ask for Commonwealth Exhibits 11 and 12 to be displayed to the witness and counsel only. And I'm also going to pass out paper copies to the witness, if I could, please.
You've seen these, Mr. Carroll, correct?
I think I have a copy. I just want to look at it.
Do you need to look at them?
I mean,
Go ahead and review them.
It's the redacted.
It's the, yeah.
okay.
It's Commonwealth 11 and ask you if you recognize it.
Yes, may I scroll through?
Yes, I think. It's also, you have a paper copy of it in your hand.
I'll do that. Yes, I have a copy of this CME1 report of investigation, my autopsy report, my handwritten notes from autopsy, and a copy of the certificate of analysis, the toxicology report.
And now I'm going to show you Commonwealth Exhibit 12 and ask you if you recognize this exhibit as the other paper copy that you have.
Yes, there is a CME1 report of investigation, a copy of the death investigator scene report, a copy of my autopsy report, a copy of my handwritten notes from autopsy, as well as the certificate of analysis, the toxicology report.
Okay. And are these your autopsy reports from your examination of Joe Ryan and Christine Banfield?
They are.
Okay. And Judge, at this point, both exhibits I would ask for to be entered as Commonwealth 11 and 12. They should be sealed.
If we could approach this for a moment.
Confused about the exhibits.
During an autopsy, are you able to determine a person's exact time of death?
No.
And why are you unable to determine a person's exact time of death?
To be short, the science is unreliable and not quite there. There's a lot of different factors, including why somebody has died, what physiologically is going on inside of them that change things that happen after death. There's a lot of things and circumstances in the environment around them, the temperature, the light, the airflow that can change the rate at which things change after somebody has died. So it makes it difficult and unreliable to pinpoint an exact moment that somebody has died.
And when you perform an autopsy, what does that entail?
An autopsy is a comprehensive examination of somebody after they have died. It is documenting as they are received. It is documenting things externally, so as simple as hair color and eye color, any injuries on the outside of their body. Then an incision is made and an internal exam is completed, documenting any natural pathology, any injuries on the inside of the body as well.
And do you take photographs when you perform an autopsy?
Yes.
And did you take photographs during these autopsies?
Yes.
I'd like first to talk about the autopsy of Joe Ryan. Were you able to determine his height and weight?
Yes.
And was his body clothed when you began your exam?
Yes.
After documenting the clothing, what did you do with it?
The clothing was removed, photographed, and packaged and transferred to law enforcement.
And did you take any physical samples from his body?
Yes, I did.
Can you describe what physical samples you took and what you did with them?
What's called a Kirk kit was completed, which is a physical evidence recovery kit. It's something that consists of specific samples to include head hair, swabs from the oral cavity of the mouth, the underwear, comb of the pubic hair, full pubic hair, genital swabs, and anorectal swabs. Also, a sample of blood on a blood card and fingernail clippings. In addition to that Kirk kit, I also did swabs of the palms and the backs of the hands and fibers from one of the hands as well.
And what did you do with these samples after you finished collecting them for the physical evidence recovery kit?
I placed them in sealed bags and transferred them to law enforcement.
And can you describe for the jury what your physical findings were from the examination of Joe's body?
He had 2 gunshot wounds.
And where were those 2 gunshot wounds located?
There's a gunshot wound of the head. The entrance was on the right side of the head. And there was a gunshot wound of the chest, which would be an entrance on the left side of the chest.
I am going to.
Okay, so 2 gunshot wounds. Let me go back. And findings. Okay, left chest. Okay.
Fibers from one of the hands as well.
And what did you do with these samples after you finished collecting them for the physical evidence recovery kit?
I placed them in sealed bags and transferred them to law enforcement.
And can you describe for the jury what your physical findings were from the examination of Joe's body?
He had 2 gunshot wounds.
And where were those 2 gunshot wounds located?
There's a gunshot wound of the head. The entrance was on the right side of the head. And there was a gunshot wound of the chest, which would be an entrance on the left side of the chest.
I am going to first show you Commonwealth 13, and I'd ask that to be displayed to the witness and counsel only at this point. And Judge, as we described, these photos are sealed.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize this photo?
I do.
And how do you recognize it?
It's a photograph from autopsy that has the ruler with the case number N2023-00363 on it.
And what does the image depict?
It is a right profile view of Mr. Ryan's head.
And is it a true and accurate depiction of the wound as you saw it when you performed Joe Ryan's autopsy?
Yes.
Judge, I'd ask to admit this as Commonwealth 13 and publish it to the jury.
Any objection? No. All right, 13 under seal to the jury.
Can you tell the jury what is meant by the terms entry wound and exit wound as it pertains to a wound caused by a bullet?
An entrance wound is where a bullet enters the body. An exit wound is where it exits the body and leaves the body.
And were you able to tell if this wound to Joe Ryan's head was an entry or an exit wound?
Yes.
How can you tell that this bullet was an entry wound?
It's an entrance wound. It has a characteristic round appearance with an abrasion to the edges of it. And also, there is no exit. A bullet was recovered from the wound path within his head.
And what means, if any, exists that would inform a medical examiner's determinations regarding the distance from which a person had been shot?
When a gun is fired, not just does the bullet leave the muzzle, soot, dirt, debris, there is burning gunpowder flakes that are leaving the muzzle as well. And if the gun's fired close enough to the person, the skin, it can be deposited and cause some characteristic injuries on the skin. If it's fired from farther away, those particles are light enough that they kind of drop out and they don't leave any evidence.
Were you able to make any determinations about the physical distance between Joe and the person who shot him from your examination of this head wound?
Based on this examination, the distance is indeterminate. There's no evidence of soot or stippling on the skin of the wound.
And in relation to where the entry wound is located, can you tell us where and how the bullet traveled after entering Joe's head?
The bullet entered the skin on the right side of the head, injured muscles of soft tissue, the skull, the facial bones, the bones around the eye, the right eye, and the left cheek, and caused fractures of the base of the skull, bleeding on the brain. And it traveled from right to left, back to front to back, and downward.
And given the path of travel of the bullet through those areas, which of Joe's bodily functions might have been impacted or would have been impacted, and how?
It is causing the wound path, caused bleeding on the brain, which is an injury of the brain. It impacted his eye. He can no longer see, he has no eye. There's evidence that there was breathing of blood, hemoaspiration, and swallowing of blood.
And what if any effect would you expect this injury to have on a person's ability to see, speak, or make vocal sounds?
So the injury, gunshot wound path injures the right eye. The left eye is still intact. You could see, potentially. To be able to speak or make noises, the injury is not of his larynx where the vocal cords are, where the sounds are generated, so potentially could still make noises. There's no physical injury of that area.
And in the course of your work as a medical examiner, are you able to quantify in terms of time the speed at which a bullet wound would be able to kill someone?
Sometimes.
And can you describe those temporal differences? How you would describe them?
There are times when I can say a wound is immediately or instantly fatal, and that's typically when it's an injury that disconnects the brainstem and the head, ceasing breathing and heart functions. This wound is still intact. This wound is considered rapidly fatal, meaning seconds to minutes, injuring vital structures of the body with some survival.
And given that you found no exit wound caused by this bullet, were you able to locate the bullet, and where was it?
Yes, a bullet fragment was recovered from the left cheek, just in front of the left ear, and bullet fragments were also recovered through the wound path in the head.
And what did you do upon locating this item in Joe's head?
The bullet fragments were photographed, placed into a bag, and sealed and transferred to police.
And at this point, I'm going to retrieve Commonwealth's Exhibit 14.
She's got some facial tics, like that.
I'm going to pass out, if I could, what I'm identifying as Commonwealth 14. And I'm going to ask if you're familiar with that exhibit.
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with it?
It is a bag containing my bag, which I sealed, and that bag contains a note card labeled fragments, my signature, as well as the fragments.
And is this exhibit in the same or substantially similar condition beyond the packaging as when you removed this from Joe's head during the autopsy?
It is.
And Judge, at this point, I'd ask to admit and publish Exhibit 14.
Any objection? No objection. All right, 14. How do you wish to publish?
Judge, we'll just leave it there at this point in time because I'm going to move on to a few other things, and then we can publish a bit later.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Commonwealth Exhibit 15, a photograph, and I'd ask for this to be displayed to the witness and counsel only. Can you see the photograph?
Yes.
Can you tell us what this image depicts?
It's a photograph after Mr. Ryan has been cleaned up from his head down to his torso.
And how do you recognize it?
It also has the ruler with the case number.
And is this a true and accurate depiction of this chest wound as you performed Joe Ryan's autopsy?
Yes.
Judge, at this point, I'd ask the court to admit this as Commonwealth 15, and this can be published to the jury.
Any objection? No objection. All right, 15 under seal and to the jury.
And was there any evidence present that would have helped you determine the distance between this injury and the firearm that inflicted it?
There was no visible soot or stippling on the skin around this wound.
And when you examined his clothing, the clothing that was present, did you find any defects in that clothing that he was wearing when you began your exam?
Yes, there was a hole in the left side, the front side of the shirt.
Okay. I am going to show you Commonwealths 17, 18, and 19, their photographs. I'm going to ask for them to be displayed to the witness and counsel only at first. This is 17, 18, and 19. Do you recognize these photographs?
Yes.
And how do you recognize them?
They are photographs of the shirt, the first of which had the ruler.
And is this the same, this shirt that you removed from Joe Ryan during his autopsy?
It is.
And are they all true and accurate depictions of the shirt as you saw it during the autopsy?
It is.
Judge, at this point, I ask the court to admit as common law 17, 18, and 19, the photographs of the shirt and then allow them to be published to the jury.
You want under seal those? So,
Judge, I don't think that these need to be under seal. There's nothing.
okay, that's fine. Any objection? All right, 17, 18, 19.
So first showing 17, 18,
Do we get to see?
and 19. And if we could terminate the view to the gallery at this point.
Yes, thank you.
We didn't get to see.
Commonwealth Exhibit 20, which is another photograph. And I'm going to ask for it to be displayed to the witness and counsel only.
Court TV, do better.
Can you see the photograph?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
It has the ruler with the case number and is a photograph of the middle section of Mr. Ryan's body before the clothing and medical intervention has been removed.
And is it a true and accurate depiction as you saw this view during the autopsy?
Yes.
And at this point, Judge, what I'd ask the court to do is Commonwealth's Exhibit 20, and I'd ask for this to be sealed.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
All right, 20 under seal, thank you.
And then you said before medical interventions were removed. Can you describe the medical interventions?
As seen in this photograph, there are 2 EKG electrodes on the lower portion of the abdomen. You can see one on the arm. There's also a chest seal, which is an adhesive seal over the gunshot wound on the left side of the chest.
And the chest wound, is the chest wound an entry wound or an exit wound?
An entrance wound.
And how do we know this?
It is round, has an abrasion, and a bullet is recovered from the body.
In relation to where the entry wound is located, can you tell us where and how the bullet traveled after it entered Joe's chest?
The bullet injures the skin, soft tissue, and the muscle, the rib cage, the pericardium, which is the sac that the heart resides in, the heart, the aorta, which is a major blood vessel coming off of the heart, and the outside of the esophagus, which is the food tube, to the stomach, and the T8 spine. The bullet traveled from left to right, front to back, and upward.
And given the path of travel of the bullet through these areas of Joe's chest and his upper body, can you tell us which of Joe's bodily functions would have been impacted and how?
The injury of the rib cage will impact the breathing. Rib cage is needed for breathing. The injury of the pericardium in the heart puts a hole in the heart, so therefore it is now bleeding, leaking blood, and no longer pumping blood to the body effectively. There are holes in the aorta, which is a major blood vessel carrying blood, so now it is also bleeding. And there is injury of the T8 spine, the actual bone that the spinal cord is in, and the spinal cord itself is markedly softened, it's contusion, and bleeding around it, so it is also injured.
And given that that there's no exit wound that we've seen, were you able to locate this bullet?
Yes.
And what did you do upon locating the bullet?
It was removed and photographed and sealed and transferred to police.
Do you recall where in the body it was removed from?
It was removed from the T8 spine.
And at this point, I'm going to show you what's been marked, what I will identify as Commonwealth Exhibit 21. Are you familiar with that exhibit?
I am.
And how are you familiar with it?
It is the bullet with the labeled card, bullet chest with my signature inside the sealed bag, which I sealed and initialed.
And is it in the same or substantially similar condition as it was when you removed it from
Yes.
Joe's body during the autopsy? And Judge, at this point, what I'd ask the court to do is admit this as Commonwealth Exhibit 21.
Any objection? 21.
And Judge, if we could just simply allow the jury to see the exhibits, I can walk.
Do you want to do it with the document camera or?
I was just going to walk them around, or not.
I prefer the document camera if you could, it'd just be easier, but if you're concerned about it. You might get connector. You just have to touch the top button there.
The privacy screens are making it difficult.
Yes.
And these are the fragments that you recovered from the head, is that correct?
Yes.
And then, are you able also to see this on screen?
I am.
And is that the bullet that you recovered from the chest?
Yes.
Going to, these have been admitted. When you examined Joe's heart, was there anything about the structure and its injuries that was significant?
As I previously said, the bullet traveled through the heart. So now the heart is leaking, bleeding, and is no longer able to effectively pump blood.
And are you able to make any determination about his condition when that bullet injured his heart?
There was 1,200 milliliters of blood in the left side of the left chest cavity, which is 1.2 liters. So
with a hole in the heart, some blood will leak passively out. However, to get 1.2 liters of blood into the left chest cavity, there has to be some sort of a pulse indicating there is some survival for at least an amount of time.
And regarding the blood that was on Joe's face, did either the head wound or the chest wound result in that amount of blood on his face?
There's a gunshot wound to the right side of his head, and as is when I received his body, there was blood from his nose, ears, and mouth. And that injury of the gunshot wound to the head injured the skull and the facial bones, which injured the sinus cavities and the airways. So it can result in blood coming out of the ears, nose, and mouth and onto the face.
And do you have a reasonable opinion within a reasonable degree of medical certainty as to the cause and manner of death of Joe Ryan?
Yes.
And what are they?
The cause of death is multiple gunshot wounds, and the manner is homicide.
Now I'd like to turn to the autopsy of Christine Banfield. Were you able to determine, I'll give you a moment to get situated. Were you able to determine, I'm sorry, was she clothed when you examined her?
She was partially clothed with socks.
And did she have anything else on her person other than clothing?
Yes, there were glasses on the top of her head and her hair. She had a necklace around her neck. She had earrings in her earlobes, and she had 2 rings on her left forefinger.
And were you able to determine her height and weight?
Yes.
After documenting her weight, her socks, jewelry, and glasses, what did you do with the items?
The personal effects were photographed and packaged and transferred to law enforcement.
I'm going to show you a photograph that I'm going to identify as Commonwealth's Exhibit 50, and I'd ask for it to be shown to the witness and counsel only at this point. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
It has the ruler with the case number on it.
And what is depicted in the photo?
It is the glasses after they were removed from the body.
And is it a true and accurate depiction of the glasses as they were collected from Christine at the time of her autopsy?
Yes.
Judge, I'd ask the court to admit this as Commonwealth's Exhibit 50 and publish it to the jury.
Okay, any objection to 50?
No objection.
Okay, 50 in evidence.
Okay, hang on just a second. I realize that the closed captions aren't on. Here we go. All right, let's see what this looks like.
And I'm sorry, you said these
There we
glasses were found where on her person?
The top of her head.
And at this point, could I ask for the gallery view to be terminated?
Thank you. Would the jury also, correct?
Yes. Did you take any physical samples from the body?
Yes.
And can you describe what samples you took and what you did with them?
Yes. I also completed a PERT kit, a physical evidence recovery kit, which included the standard samples, head hair, oral swabs, underwear, combed pubic hair, pulled pubic hair, vaginal swabs, anorectal swabs, a blood card, fingernail clippings. In addition to the standard samples for the PERT kit, I also completed swabs of the palms, swabs of the backs of the hands, swabs of both sides of the neck, and swabs of each breast. And I removed various fibers from her body.
And what did you do with those samples when you collected them?
All of those samples were packaged and transferred to law enforcement.
And is there a particular, is that also in a physical evidence recovery kit?
Yes.
Okay. And if we could, let's talk about the physical findings from your examination. I'm going to direct you to page 6 of your report in the section titled Evidence of Injury. And Judge, if we could display Commonwealth's Exhibit 11 to the jury.
They're seeing it. Okay.
Okay. You described some of the wounds as cutting wounds and some of the wounds as stab wounds. Can you describe the difference for us, please?
By definition, both wounds are sharp force injuries, so some injuries that are caused by something sharp like a knife. Stab wounds, by definition, are deeper than they are long on the skin, and cutting wounds are longer on the surface of the skin than they go deep.
And I am going to show you a series of photographs at this point, and if I could have the view now be to counsel and the witness only for this portion. I'm going to show you a number of photos that I'm going to identify by number as I move through them and just ask you to look at them at this point. I've got Commonwealth's 22, Commonwealth's 23, Commonwealth's 24, Commonwealth's 25, Commonwealth's 27, Commonwealth's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, should be 39, sorry, I'm sorry, not 38, 39,
Not 38.
not 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. Do you recognize these photographs?
Yes,
And how do you recognize them?
they're all
That's a
photographs
lot.
from Banfield at the time of autopsy that have the ruler with the case number.
Judge, at this point, and are they a true and accurate depiction
Wow.
of what you saw as you performed the autopsy into these photographs?
Yes.
Judge, at this point, I'd ask the court to admit the photographs, and then I'm going to talk about them and display them.
Judge, may we approach?
Oh my goodness. All right, so they're at sidebar. Ooh, let's zoom. Oh my goodness.
23, 24, 20. All right, so I will enter into evidence then 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, all entered evidence over the objection of the defendant and under seal.
Over the objection of counsel, huh?
All right. Okay, if these can be published to the, okay, gotcha. Looking at Commonwealth's exhibits 22 and 23, can you describe where on Christine's body the stab wound appeared?
This is the left side of her neck, and it's a stab wound that's horizontally oriented on the left side of her neck with a cutting wound extending from the superior, which is the top aspect of the stab wound on the left side of her neck.
And going forward to 24 and 25, can you describe where on Christine's body this area of multiple stab wounds appeared?
Yes, this is the left side of her face and neck, the right side of her face and neck. There are multiple stab wounds and cutting wounds in this photograph. There is a vertical stab wound depicted as letter C on my autopsy report, which injures muscle and goes to the bottom of her skull and causes a fractured notched defect. There are 3 stab wounds on the left side of her neck that you can also see in this photograph. They are closely oriented and on the skin. The wound paths commingle, meaning overlap underneath the skin and the muscle in her neck. And they injure the left jugular vein, which is a major vein in the neck, the right carotid artery, and the larynx, which is the breathing tube, the epiglottis, and the esophagus. There is a stab wound at the anterior aspect as well, kind of towards the front of her face, with a cutting wound, as well as an abrasion present in this photograph.
And can you describe the various depths of the wounds that we see here?
The wounds range from a quarter of an inch deep to up to 2.5 inches deep.
And what means or observations, given your training and experience, informed your conclusions regarding the number of stab wounds on the side of Christine's neck?
In terms of the number, I counted. And for the ones that are very closely oriented beside each other, I used my training and experience to reapproximate them, the elastic fibers in the skin, kind of pull them apart more so that I could reorient them to be able to put them back together to see them better.
And are any of the wounds that you described on this side of her neck or the other, are any of them immediately fatal?
No, they're all rapidly fatal injuries.
And did you note any additional injuries to Christine's body during your exam?
Yes, she had abrasions and contusions about her body.
And you recorded those?
I did.
Before we move on to those, I am going to retrieve Commonwealth's Exhibit 26. Banfield's neck. That item, Commonwealth's Exhibit 26, if we could remove it from the, and then if, Dr. Kessler, that item, Commonwealth's Exhibit 26, as you're looking at it, is that item something that could have caused the wounds to Christine Banfield's neck?
Yes, it is a single-edged knife of a compatible size with the injuries on her neck.
And if we could display it on the document camera. Sure. Maybe.
It's the button on the top. If you can. Button that zooms.
Ah, spinning wheel of death.
Okay. The photographs that we're going to be looking at have already been admitted, but they are under seal. So we're looking at Commonwealth's Exhibit 27. Can you describe the injuries that are depicted in that photo?
In this photograph of the front of Christine's head and face, there is a abrasion on her forehead. There's an abrasion on her left eyelid. You can see abrasions on the left side of her chin.
And then moving on to 28 and 29, can you describe the injuries that we're seeing in these photos?
This photograph shows 3 abrasions on the left side of her chin.
And I'm going to go back to 24, which we've seen before. Is there an additional injury that you noted that we can see in this photo?
On the right side of her chin at the angle of the jaw, there are contusions which are bruises.
And going forward to Commonwealth 30, can you describe the injury that we see here?
And that is an abrasion on the underside of her chin.
And in Commonwealth 31, can you describe the injuries additional to the stab wounds that we see?
And there's an abrasion at the kind of the backside of the neck. There's a bruise on the top of the right shoulder.
And moving forward to 32 and 33, can you describe the injuries we see in these photos?
In this photograph, there is a cutting wound on the top of the left shoulder with 2 adjacent abrasions or scrapes.
And in Commonwealth 34, can you describe the injuries that you see in this photo?
In this photograph, you can see a bruise on the front side of her right arm, the upper chest on the right side, and the left side.
And in Commonwealth 35, go ahead.
Is another photograph of the bruise on the front side of her right arm.
And Commonwealth 36 and Commonwealth 37, can you describe this injury for us?
This is a photograph of a bruise on the inside of her right arm.
And looking at Commonwealth 39, can you describe that injury for us?
And that is a more close-up photograph of the bruise on the front side of her right arm.
And Commonwealth 40.
This is a photograph of her body from the right lateral, the side, which includes the bruise on the front of her right arm.
And Commonwealth 41, can you describe the injury for us in this photo?
This photo shows a portion of the right hand, the palm, and the right forearm, and there are abrasions across the forearm.
And 42, Commonwealth 42?
Is a bruise on the back side of the right hand.
And Commonwealth 43, can you describe the injury in that photo?
This is the inside of the left arm with a medial aspect, and it shows bruises.
And you say medial aspect, what's that part? What does that mean?
The inside side that's closer to your body.
And in Commonwealth 44, what injury do we see here?
This is the front side of her right thigh, and there is a dark bruise and a fainter horizontal bruise across the front of the right thigh.
And in Commonwealth 45, can you describe what injuries we're seeing here?
This is a picture of the left leg at the knee, and just below the knee, there is a bruise on the left leg.
And in Commonwealth 46 and Commonwealth 47, can you describe the injuries that we see in those photos?
These are photographs of the front side of the right thigh. The first photograph is further away, the second is close up, again, of a bruise.
And in Commonwealth 48 and 49, can you describe the injury in that photo?
This is a photograph of the back side of her left leg at her calf. The first is a far away picture, and the second is a closer up photograph, also of a bruise.
When I was reading your report, I noticed that the abrasions are all described as orange or red. Is there any significance to orange and red abrasions?
The color red typically describes bleeding, or what we call vital reaction. So the body is perfused. There's blood in the capillaries and the blood vessels around that area. The heart is pumping, there's a pulse. Vital reaction are typically associated with red abrasions and injuries. Orange abrasions are a little more unclear. They can be what we call perimortem, which is at or around the time of death, or they can be postmortem, after death, and they are lacking that red vital reaction.
And I also noticed that the contusions or bruises are all described as purple, blue, pink, gray. Is there any significance to these colors?
As we're all well aware, bruises can come in a variety of colors. Typically, after a bruise appears, it can have a different appearance on different people. And as a bruise breaks down and heals and ages, it can change colors. Typically, a bruise that is more than 24 or 48 hours, a bruise that is yellow or green is typically more than 24 or 48 hours. Just because a bruise isn't yellow or green doesn't mean that you can age it.
And so if you noted green or yellow contusions, would you be able to tell us how old those were?
That would be more definitive evidence of, yes, that is an older bruise.
So is it fair to say that the bruises that we see on Christine Banfield are not as old as a yellow or green bruise would be?
There are no yellow or green bruises, so therefore there is no definitive evidence of older bruises.
And I want to talk a bit again about the wound paths in the cutting wounds and stab wounds on Christine's neck. Is there anything about their location on her body, their shape, their commingled nature that can tell us anything significant about her condition when they were inflicted?
Because they are closely oriented, the shapes are needed to be reapproximated, which could indicate movement by her or the assailant in the knife, which indicates she's alive.
And when you examined her respiratory system during the autopsy, what, if anything, did you find?
There's evidence of hemoaspiration, breathing of blood into the lungs, and swallowing of blood into the stomach, indicating she's alive.
And when you examined her gastrointestinal tract, what, if anything, did you find?
There's blood in her stomach from swallowing.
What is the significance of finding blood in the area where you found it?
It's from the injury of the upper airway and the esophagus, so the breathing tube and the food tube in the neck, and that blood is traveling down into the lungs and down into the stomach.
And I noted that the location was listed as the lumen. What does that mean?
That means inside the stomach.
And does the amount of bloody fluid have any significance?
There was 50 milliliters of blood in the stomach, so that's some can travel passively, but that's how much was present in the stomach.
And do you have a reasonable opinion within a reasonable degree of medical certainty as to the cause and manner of the death of Christine Banfield?
Yes.
And what is that?
The cause of death is multiple sharp force injuries, and the manner of death is homicide.
I don't have any further questions for you. Mr. Carroll is going to have some questions for you.
Cross-examination?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so before we get into that, let's just talk really quickly about this. So wow, so I'm a little confused. Just like, how does she have like bruises and stuff underneath her if she's lying down? So I'm not really sure, but based upon what the medical examiner is stating is that unfortunately she didn't state how many exactly stab wounds there were. She just kept saying multiple. So, but also it was in a relatively short period of time, because if they started the first phone call to 911 came in at 7:47 a.m. and then they called at 8:02, that is, I guess it's approximately 15 minutes. So I guess you could do significant damage in 15-minute time. I mean, look at Koberger. He unalived 4 people with multiple stab wounds in a matter of was it like 12 minutes? Maybe even less than that. Let's see. He started at 4:08 and he was out, about 12 minutes. Whew. It's heavy. It's heavy. Just so heavy. Okay, let's see what Cross has to say.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kessler.
Hello.
How are you?
She didn't answer.
Sorry, I just need to get my act together a little bit.
She didn't
Kessler,
answer.
Looking at Joe
How are you?
Ryan's,
She didn't
autopsy
answer.
that you performed, there were injuries on one of his hands. I think we talked about it when we were in person. Do you recall discussing that?
Yes.
And what's the nature of those injuries?
There's on his left thumb, there's a bruise on the back side of it. There's a bruise on the palm side of the thumb with a cut or a puncture.
I'm sorry, what was the last word?
On the palm of the left thumb,
Okay.
There's a bruise with a cut, puncture injury.
Okay. And would that be consistent with the knife that you've viewed?
It could be.
Okay. Now, was there any sort of discussion as to toxicology with regard to Mr. Ryan? Did you do any sort of testing regarding that?
Yes, toxicology was completed.
And what, if anything, came out from his system at that time?
The toxicology was positive for THC, carboxylic acid, 11-hydroxy tetrahydrocannabinol, and was inconclusive for tetrahydrocannabinol in the blood.
In the blood?
Yes.
Okay. And so what would that breakdown of what you just testified to, what would that indicate to you?
Those are typically components of marijuana. However, I defer further questions regarding the toxicology to the toxicologist.
Okay. Would it be, well, then I don't want to put you on the spot and say anything about that. I won't ask that question. And tetrahydrocannabinol is either marijuana or a byproduct of marijuana, correct?
Perhaps.
Okay. And would it be within your bounds to be able to say that there was marijuana smoked prior to this time when they ended up in the Banfield house?
I can't say that.
Okay. But it was evident in the toxicology?
It's in the blood.
Okay. Now, in your dealings with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, how many people did you talk to? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
Was there one person that was the person in charge of discussing things with you in the medical examiner's office?
There is typically a representative from the Commonwealth Attorney's Office who is assigned the case.
Okay, and do you know who you spoke to about this case?
This case is from 2023, so the Commonwealth attorneys have changed throughout the course in regards to this trial here today. I discussed the case with Ms. Bristler in the stands.
Okay, you talked to anybody else in the Commonwealth Attorney's office?
Relevance, what's the relevance? You want to approach the
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. What's the relevance? Ooh. I want to know what the relevance is. Let's see if he can get this in.
Dr. Kessler, is it true that the Commonwealth, not one of these ladies, asked you to speak to an outside private expert?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know when that was?
I don't recall the date or even the year.
Okay. And did you, sorry, may I approach? I just want to make sure I don't go beyond what you
Uh-oh. Private expert. Private expert for what? Expert in what?
Email.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back.
And Dr. Kessler, did you make a call to that expert?
I did not make a call. I corresponded via email.
Okay.
What did you email?
Did that correspondence in any way cause you to change any of the findings that you would otherwise find?
No, I had already made all of my findings and developed my opinions, and they have not changed.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
All right, redirect.
Actually, I'm sorry, I have other questions not on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dr. Kessler, in terms of the injuries to Christine Banfield, the injuries to the neck, do you have an opinion as to, I know you said rapidly, they were rapid, I forget the term you used.
I described them as rapidly fatal.
Rapidly fatal, yes, thank you. I want to make sure we got that. And these were the wounds that were on the neck.
Yes.
And I think you had said rapidly fatal was from seconds to minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And during that time of seconds to minutes, was there anything that would have hindered her ability to speak or say something?
There is injury of the larynx, the epiglottis, and the airway, perhaps.
Okay, so the possibility of speaking existed at that time?
I can't definitively say there, but I can confirm that there is injury of that area, not of her vocal cords, but injury of her airway and her larynx in the general area where sounds are made. But I can't tell you yes or no definitively if she could make noise or speak.
In communications, I guess in your contact with the police department, was there ever a request to determine if there was another knife?
I don't recall.
Were you ever asked for anything like that?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And is it fair to say then that the knife that you just presented to the jury was the only knife that you had any sort of contact with?
It's the only one that I recall seeing, yes.
Bear with me.
I want to know what she said to the expert.
On page 2 of your report for Christine Banfield, it says postmortem toxicology was positive for phentermine. Would that be something that would have been provided through emergency means, or do you have any way of knowing?
I have no way of knowing.
Do you know what phentermine is?
It's typically a weight loss drug. I don't know why she had it.
Okay. It wasn't something that was administered as part of, I would assume that it wouldn't get administered as part of any sort of life-saving measures or anything like that.
Not that I was indicated to me.
Okay. Just I don't have any questions.
All right.
Any further questions?
Now
Thank
we
you.
can go. Okay.
Redirect.
Judge, we don't have any redirect. All right, is this witness subject to recall or is she free to go?
Judge, not for me.
Oh,
Mr. Carroll,
no
is this-
redirect. Is she free to go?
Is she subject to recall?
No.
All right, you're free to go, doctor. Thank you. Have a good day. All right, I think this is a good time to take our afternoon break for 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, this is where we're going to stop the stream. We're at 2 hours and counting. So, day 1, this is where I'm ending it. I do know, spoiler alert, that the Au Pair is coming up next, and she will be her own separate stream because boy, oh boy, I'm sure I can imagine what she is going to have to say. So, day 1, we left off with both several different police officers coming in to assess the scene, render aid to Christine Banfield and Joe Ryan. Again, remember, I am unsure of what the questioning of the defense is and where they're going. They're leaving little hints here and there, and I'm still not picking up what they're putting down. In reference to the medical examiner, asked about there was cuts or something on Joe's hand. Is he indicating that perhaps maybe Joe was the one that injured Christine and it wasn't Brendan? Is that what they possibly could be alleging? Not sure. Again, we're talking about breadcrumbs that the defense is leaving and whether or not I'm picking up those breadcrumbs or for some reason I'm just walking right past them. The defense also asked about other police officers, etc., who was doing what and here and there. Is he questioning them? Is he questioning their tactics? I don't have that, so maybe that'll come in the defense's turn or defense's case in chief. I don't know. It wasn't alleged to anything when he first brought up the opening statements. In the opening statements, it was all about the au pair and the timeline and her switching on him. So I'm not sure. So let me know what you think thus far. How are things going for you? You and I are both juries in this case. Do you have the same questions that I have? Are some of these things being raised you have? What questions do you have? What do you want answered? What are we not going to get answered? So make sure you like and subscribe if you want to hear more and ride this case out with me. Next up is the au pair. So going to end this one and we'll see you on the next one. We'll see you for part 3. Bye. Thanks for watching Legalese 123. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe for more content.